St. George's University welcomes you to this white coat ceremony.
Welcome to St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine Virtual White Coat Ceremony. My name is Dr. Carolina Medina, and I'm honored to be your host on this special day. I graduated from St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine in 2005. I entered this profession in order to make a difference and to manifest my lifelong love of animals and desire to help them. I believe it is important to do what you love to do in order to have a fulfilling and successful career. After graduation, I continued my veterinary education in order to become a specialist. I became certified in acupuncture and pain management, as well as board certified in rehabilitation and sports medicine. I currently practice at a small animal specialty hospital in Coral Springs, Florida, focusing on pain management and rehabilitation therapy. An average workday for me consists of assessing and treating patients for pain, and assessing patients' mobility or lack of mobility, and implementing therapies to control their pain, improve their mobility, and improve their overall quality of life. I chose to become a specialist because I was fascinated by the realm of pain management and rehabilitation, and honestly, after learning about it in school, I knew it was my calling. One of the unique aspects of veterinary medicine is that there are a variety of career paths to choose from. You can become a small animal general practitioner, a small animal specialist. You can go into large animal medicine, large animal surgery, food animal medicine, avian and exotics, wildlife, academia, research, food safety and inspection, industry, and many more. Every aspect of veterinary medicine has an integral part in society, and that requires compassionate and intelligent individuals as yourselves. No matter which avenue of veterinary medicine you pursue, please remember to always assess your patients for pain, treat pain, and strive to provide your patients the best quality of life possible. You have worked so hard to be here today, and you are about to embark on an incredible journey towards fulfilling your dreams. Getting to this moment is a reflection of your commitment, dedication, hard work, and perseverance. You should be very proud of yourselves. Please let me be the first to welcome you into our profession where there are endless opportunities. The truth is it's going to be hard, harder than you expect, but the harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. There'll be days where you'll feel overwhelmed, but keep your focus on your goal and you will overcome anything that comes your way. Remember to study hard, but also find a balance between life and school. Your brains will need time to rest and recharge in order for you to succeed to your maximum potential. Stay focused, seek help when you need it, and always remember why you started on this journey in the first place. Working with animals is rewarding and fulfilling, and as a veterinarian, you will have the ability to make an impact on the lives of animals and people, as well as service your community. St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine accepted its first class in August of 1999 and has accepted 2 classes each year since then. St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine conducts its 1st through 6th term classes on the True Blue campus in beautiful Grenada, and then students complete their 4th year clinical training at one of 31 affiliated universities in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Ireland, or in Australia. 2005 marked another milestone for the School of Veterinary Medicine when the Society of Phi Zeta, which is the National Veterinary Honor Society established for veterinary faculty and students, installed its first international chapter at St. George's University. To date, St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine has over 1,600 graduates from all over the world, including the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Sweden, Ireland, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, Venezuela, Russia, Mexico, Colombia, Japan, Lesotho, Portugal, Germany, Botswana, Pakistan, South Africa, and Israel. Currently, St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine graduates are licensed to practice in 41 states in the United States, as well as in the UK, Canada, and Grenada. In September 2011, the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education announced its full accreditation of St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine program for 7 years. The School of Veterinary Medicine continues to strive towards establishing leading-edge veterinary knowledge and technology, expanding its curriculum, and adding new state-of-the-art facilities such as laboratories and classrooms. I now take great pleasure in introducing Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost of St. George's University.
Welcome. I am Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost at St. George's University, and I am very pleased that you could join us at this virtual white coat ceremony. I want to start by expressing how proud I am of how you have adapted to distance learning. You have been responsive and resilient during these times, which will contribute to your personal and professional success throughout your time at St. George's University and thereafter. We remain dedicated to supporting you as you start your journey in the field of veterinary medicine. When it's safe to do so, you will meet in person one day. But for now, focus on how this pledge of commitment to your chosen lifelong profession brings you together as the veterinarians of the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Charles R. Modica, Chancellor, St. George's University.
Greetings. My name is Charles Modica, and I'm the founding Chancellor of St. George's University. This white coat ceremony is unique to me because in all the decades that I've been involved with the university, we have done these ceremonies in person. This should not take away from the significance of the ceremony. It's a very important ceremony in your lives. It's the beginning of the end of your education, hopefully. You don't have many more degrees you can go for at this point. But I want to tell you that in 1976, when the university was founded, 45 years ago, I was proud to be the first chancellor. I was only 2 years older than the average age of the charter class. And at 29 years of age, I never had any doubt of the success of our university. And we did it because the charter class students, like you, were dedicated in what they wanted to achieve. They wanted to achieve it on their own, and whatever help the university gave them to do it, they welcomed. But they had to have that fire in them, and I believe you still do. It'll be difficult for you in the world of a pandemic to start, to be online, to do it in a different way. But I can tell you the facilities the university has now, which are quite extensive, very few of them were there for the charter class. So in many ways, they did it on their own. They had the faculty there in person. They worked with each other, and you'll be able to do that online as well. And they had all the tools that they needed, as you do. It's significant that the only two remaining people associated with that university 45 years ago that are still here to greet you would be myself and Dr. Dean Rao. And Dean Rao has been a very good friend of the university and my own friend, certainly for years now. And he's gone a long way to see the successes of all of the students that started at St. George's. He regularly communicates with them. We've had the sons and daughters of a lot of our earlier graduates go through the school now. And we realize that the significance of St. George's is the fact that you're able to do it with one another, with a dedicated faculty and administration that cares about you and your success. And I'm so proud that at the ceremonies that we've had since the charter class, that we've always had this inspiration with the students in the classes coming in, knowing that you can and will succeed. I'd like to introduce now the president of St. George's University, Dr. Richard Olsen.
Well, welcome to the virtual white coat ceremony for the School of Veterinary Medicine. As was mentioned in my introduction, I am Dr. Richard Olsen, the president of St. George's University, but I am also a faculty member in both the School of Medicine and the School of Veterinary Medicine, so I look forward to interacting with you as students as well. Now, today, as we celebrate the white coat ceremony, it may be useful to think a bit about the history of the white coat ceremony. White coats were not historically universally associated with the health professions. It was really not until the middle of the 19th century, with the understanding of the germ theory of disease and the importance of sterilization, that white became synonymous with healthcare, as outfits were both bleached and were shown to be white in order that they were shown to be clean. The other influence also in the late 19th century was the influence of modern scientific method. If you will, the white coat is an evolution of the laboratory coat, showing the tight connection between the science of health and the practice of health. Now, the symbolism of a white coat, however, is a relatively new development, and white coat ceremonies have really only existed since the 1990s. Started first in medical schools, but have now been adopted by nursing schools and veterinary schools, PA schools, and now the white coat is synonymous with the health profession. But its symbolism is important. At the very beginning of your training, you really don't know more veterinary medicine than you did the day before. But when you put on that white coat, you assume the professional responsibility and social responsibility of a caring health professional. And that is really the symbolism of putting on that white coat. Now, this year of 2020, we have a lot to look back on, but of particular relevance to this white coat ceremony is the thought that COVID-19 is in fact a perfect example of a One Health issue. This is not a medical issue or a veterinary issue, a nursing issue, a dentistry issue. COVID-19 is an animal virus that successfully made the species jump to humans. And in fact, that virus has made the successful jump from humans to other animal species. So this is a pandemic that affects not only human beings, but many mammalian species on this planet. And it will take the combined work of veterinary medicine, human medicine, nursing, pharmacy, etc., to ultimately combat this terrible disease. The other impact that COVID-19 has had on the symbolism of the white coat is that the patients and the individuals in our country have often thought well of those in the health profession. But I believe that those in the health profession today have achieved a new status. Because of the individual risk that those in the front lines of COVID-19 have exposed themselves, not just caring for patients with COVID-19, but providing essential services, whether it is in the grocery store or whether it's in delivering packages. Those individuals who have been in the front lines and therefore taken personal risk in helping support our society, I think have gained a new status in our country. So in addition to being wonderfully trained veterinarians during your time at St. George's University, I think you'll also find that health professionals have attained more hero status than was probably true 2 or 3 years ago. So without further ado, let me welcome you to the noble profession of veterinary medicine. And it's my pleasure to now introduce the Dean, Dr. Neil Olsen.
It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine virtual white coat ceremony. To our students, today is your next step along the road of realizing your dream of becoming a veterinarian. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful event. Thanks especially to all parents and family members who have helped and nurtured this incoming class of veterinary students. This white coat ceremony is a symbolic representation of your entry into the veterinary profession and a demonstration of your commitment to upholding the code of conduct expected of medical professionals. I really love saying it is truly an exciting time to be a veterinarian. Students, I look forward to greeting you on your graduation day in New York. I look forward to working with you as future alumni as we navigate through the challenges and opportunities that surface in our changing environment. And finally, I will leave you with a quote from Howard Schultz, former president and CEO of Starbucks. Quote, "If you don't love what you are doing with unbridled passion and enthusiasm, you're not going to succeed when you hit obstacles." End of quote. Yes, you will surely hit obstacles, but I am very confident that your passion and enthusiasm for our profession will see you through. The experiences you will have at St. George's University will serve to enrich you personally and professionally. You have all worked diligently to become veterinary medical students, and I wish you every success as you strive to excel in your pursuit of the knowledge, skills, and attributes necessary for your career. Best of luck to you, and I congratulate you in reaching this milestone. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today, Dr. John Howe. Dr. Howe is a 1977 graduate of the University of Minnesota College of Veterinary Medicine. After graduation, Dr. Howe started a solo mixed animal practice in North Branch, Minnesota. In 1984, he joined a 6-doctor mixed animal practice, treating large and small animals, birds, and exotics. He even developed a specialty area in the area of aquaculture. Between 1992 and 1999, he served 2 governor-appointed terms on the Minnesota Board of Animal Health and was president of that board from 1996 to 1999. Dr. Howe served as an executive board member and vice president of the Minnesota Veterinary Medical Association, and in 2007 he served as their president. He received the Minnesota Veterinary Medical Association Veterinarian of the Year Award in 2011 and the Distinguished Veterinary Service Award in 2015. Dr. Howe has been an active member of the American Veterinary Medical Association. He served as vice chair of the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Veterinary Services and vice chair of the Governance Performance Review Committee. He was elected to the board of directors of the American Veterinary Medical Association for the 2012 through 2018 term. Recently, Dr. Howe was elected to the prestigious role of president of the American Veterinary Medical Association and is currently serving as the immediate past president of the American Veterinary Medical Association. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Howe with a thunderous round of applause wherever you are in your virtual environment.
Good day, entering DVM students, and boy is it great to speak with you, even if from a distance. It was way back in 1974 that as a DVM candidate at the University of Minnesota College of Veterinary Medicine, I sat just like you are today, anxious for this first year to begin. I wanted to celebrate with my family and my friends. You deserve to celebrate. You have achieved something fantastic at a very fine veterinary college, and you have a great deal more to look forward to. I congratulate you on your success, while knowing the challenges that are ahead for you. I recognize how hard you all have worked. I commend you on what you have achieved. I am excited about what lies ahead for each and every one of you. I ask that you all take a moment to reflect on those folks who have helped make this possible. First off, your parents, your family, and your friends. They have helped you through the hard times. They have been that shoulder to cry on. They have been that rock to lean on. They have been a listener, a supporter, a counselor, and a confidant. Next, the teachers, professors, and educators who have inspired you to reach this point in your life. They have imparted on you the knowledge necessary to reach your goals of becoming a doctor of veterinary medicine. They care about you. They celebrate your success. They have struggled when you have struggled. They are proud of you. We are all so very proud of you. Everyone, please join me in a celebratory round of applause for all that these fine students have done and all that you have done to help them along the way. I have a funny story to share. It was back in 2004 when my wife Diane answered a call at my practice. I could hear the end of her conversation. "You have a cat stuck in the mud? Can't you pull it out?" "Well, how stuck is it? Can it still breathe?" At this point, my wife turned to me a bit perplexed. She said, "I don't know if this is a hoax or not, but I think you need to take this call." So I addressed the caller. "I understand you have a cat stuck in the mud?" "Yep." "Well, can't you just pull it out?" "No, that's why I'm calling you." I said, "Can it breathe?" "Yes." "Well, how deep is the mud?" "Pretty deep." "Well, just how large a cat is this?" "It's a D9 Caterpillar bulldozer. Isn't this North Country equipment?" "No, this is North Country Veterinary Clinic." Well, we had a good laugh. It might be chalked up to a simple wrong number, but that call still makes me laugh. It also taught both of us about the importance of good communication. You are joining the greatest profession in the world. I am confident that it was not the money that caused you to choose veterinary medicine. While it is very possible to make a generous income, and most do, we become veterinarians because we want to make a difference for animals, for people, for society. By getting to this point in your education, you've mastered one aspect, but there is still an art to what we do. What will determine your relative success will be your ability to build relationships with your clients, be they pet owners, horse or livestock owners, the public at large if you go into public practice. Whatever your career path, it's all about relationships. And perhaps most of all, it's about listening. There's a quote that I've heard attributed to many individuals that goes something like this: "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care." This is particularly true in anything that involves an animal, as the human-animal bond is stronger than ever. The successful veterinary practices have figured this out. They don't look at their relationships with clients as a series of individual transactions, but rather a lifelong plan of care and good communication developed in partnership with the client. In my experience, success only came with focusing first on building relationships. We are the only doctors who serve patients who can't tell us what's wrong or what hurts. We rely on their owners for that, and these clients rely on us to listen and to understand. It boils down to just being nice. You will undoubtedly have many opportunities to possibly save human lives as well. You will develop expertise in zoonotic diagnoses and clinical pathology skills. You will be amazed at how many times you can put that to use. I would like to share some examples of experiences that I have had over the years. You will become experts at taking histories, which is key to good diagnostic skills. I had a longtime client come in with her granddaughter and a new kitten that she had recently purchased about 2 weeks earlier. As I was looking over the kitten, I noticed that my client and her granddaughter had several dime-sized red raised lesions around their face, neck, and arms. I asked her about it, and she said they had just been to their physician yesterday and were being treated for impetigo. Upon further exam of the kitten, I noticed a small, scabby area on the neck of the cat. She said the breeder had a lot of cats at that place. I said I wanted to take a scraping and do a culture for ringworm dermatophytosis. My technician came back a little while later and confirmed that it was ringworm. I told my client that she should inform her physician that her cat was diagnosed with ringworm and he may want to consider that possibility. Within a week's time, it had spread to the other cat, the dogs, and her horses. It cost her thousands of dollars to treat everyone and all the animals. That's how important diagnosing dermatophytosis can be. The next case was when I was out on a farm treating cows for a dairy farmer. This was summertime, and I noticed that he and his son were coughing and blowing their nose a lot. I asked if they had bad colds, and he said, "Yeah, it has been 2 weeks and we can't seem to shake it." He told me that the symptoms started about a week after baling hay. So of course I asked if the hay was particularly dusty, to which he said yes. Before I left the farm, I had him cough some phlegm into an empty syringe case so that I could look for something unusual. What I saw was aspergillus. So I called them and said, call their physician and tell them the history and what I found. They went in and were radiographed and treated for aspergillus pneumonia. Their physician called me and thanked me and said I may have saved their lives. One last case involved a client who came in with 2 hunting dogs in the summertime. One had a painful limp and a temp of 103.5 Fahrenheit. The other had a painful swollen eye and a temp of 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I should tell you that I live in northern Minnesota, where we have some diseases that other areas don't have, such as Lyme disease, anaplasmosis, blastomycosis, ehrlichiosis, and so on. Both dogs to be sick at the same time with these symptoms is a little unusual. While my client was in the room with the dogs, I noticed that he was coughing. Now, I don't go around trying to diagnose every human I come in contact with, although at this point you may think so. I asked him where the dogs had been and if anything had changed in the last month. He said he had some dirt fill brought in around his house, and the dogs were digging around in the dirt. Now my suspicion is blastomycosis. I asked when his cough started. He said a couple of weeks after spreading the fill, but he thought it was just a cigarette cough because he smoked. An aspirate from one of the dogs revealed the telltale budding yeast form of blastomycosis. I told him he should see his physician immediately, and he did. His physician called me and thanked me and said my client had a large fungal ball in one of his lungs, and we may have saved his life as he was being shipped off to a large hospital to begin treatment. I want to help show you the great deal of knowledge that you will possess in the years to come. I was fortunate to work in necropsy the last 2 years of vet school, assisting in all the postmortems, setting up slides for students, and clinical pathology. I believe it was one of the best experiences I could have received. So many clients, will look to you as a friend, a confidant. They will tell you stories about their kids and their grandkids. They will send you cards and letters. You will have special bonds with some of them if you let them. It has been my pleasure to serve the veterinary profession in various ways since receiving my DVM degree. Veterinary medicine is a great profession, and the individuals that I have been privileged to work with are exceptional. I have had wonderful experiences as a veterinarian. I've had the opportunity to experience multiple forms of practice life. I began as a solo practitioner, mixed animal, with those late evening emergencies. I've been an employer in a practice consisting of 6 veterinarians and wonderful qualified technicians and staff. I have managed a practice for a corporate entity and realized the practicality of balancing corporate and employee desires while providing quality service and customer care. I have started and sold 2 practices. With all that said, when I was sitting in my white coat ceremony, I never would have dreamed that I would have all these experiences and opportunities. If someone would have said, someday you will be president of the American Veterinary Medical Association, I would have laughed at the idea. Each of you will have opportunities you have not even dreamed of, experiences that you cannot imagine, a lifetime of adventure. Whatever your career goals, I wholeheartedly encourage you to seek them out with the same energy and dedication you have mustered to reach this defining point in your lives. Don't settle. Be willing to consider other opportunities that may come your way. With the world human population expected to grow from 7.8 billion today to 10 billion by 2050, and the demand for animal protein expected to double in that same time period, the professional and personal opportunities for veterinarians who are willing to step out of the traditional career path are unlimited. With technological advancements like artificial intelligence, 3D printing, robotics, nanotechnology, and biotechnology, you are entering the profession at a time unlike any other in terms of what is possible and what lies on the immediate horizon. Take these advantages, spread your wings, open your mind to discovery, be a leader. As I conclude my remarks, I want to share a personal story that helped shape my life and one that I hope provides a bit of a lesson for you. My family arrived in Minnesota when I was in 3rd grade. We lived in Minneapolis and St. Louis Park before finally settling in Glencoe, a small farming community of about 5,000 people. Today, my wife Diane and I live in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, in the northern part. I learned a lot back in Glencoe. Small towns are good at teaching you about life. Values are made and reinforced. Work ethics are formed, and a feeling for community is born. My dad was a businessman. He went to night school, became a mechanical engineer, and went from being a plant manager in Glencoe to becoming CEO of Telex Worldwide. He made his own success through incredibly hard work and dedication. I based much of my approach to life on the way he became successful. But in my 6 years of wrestling during junior and senior high school, he made it to one of my matches. Only one. I love my father, and he was a great dad. And again, he taught me a lot. But that absence isn't what I would call work-life balance. Likewise, I had already started a family by the time I got to vet school. I took 26 credit hours a semester and worked a 40-hour job, but my family felt my absence. That's not work-life balance either. I arrive at this point of my remarks because I want to talk to you a bit about the importance of your well-being. We all know it's an issue in the veterinary community, in both vet school and in the professional sector. Improving well-being is a shared responsibility that requires a committed effort by all members of our community: practice teams, business owners, veterinary colleges, organizations, and individuals all have important roles to play. The AVMA takes our role seriously. We are dedicated to improving well-being within the veterinary community and making veterinary medicine a stronger and healthier profession for all. I ask that you join us in this effort. We are a relatively small profession, but it is a profession deeply rooted in a calling to care. I leave you with a few words about service, not only to society and to those for whom you will take the veterinarian's oath to protect and treat, but to the greater good of the profession as well. Volunteer your time to do more to increase access to veterinary care. Join your student AVMA chapter and other groups here at St. George. When you enter the profession, join your local, state, and national veterinary associations to help them advocate for our collective interests. Your voice needs to be heard, because we all have a voice, and with the profession's voice is stronger with yours. Even that guy who dialed the wrong number asking for help with his bulldozer has a voice. Do all you can to help everybody pull their cat out of the mud. Thank you, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Howe, for those inspiring words. Based on the recommendations made by the AVMA, St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine introduced a professional attributes workshop called PAUSE. It is befitting that after completing this workshop, students are officially welcomed into the Veterinary Society. I now would like to introduce our white coat recipients. The white coat serves as a symbol of professionalism, and it symbolizes a student's entry into the veterinary profession and their commitment to uphold the duties and responsibilities of the profession. I now invite Dr. Stacy Byers, Associate Professor of Large Animal Medicine and Surgery Department of St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine, to lead our White Coat recipients in reciting aloud the professional commitment. I also welcome any veterinarians that are viewing to join in.
Hello, I'm Dr. Stacy Byers, and I'll be leading you through your professional commitment, so please read along with me. Being accepted into the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to further my knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health, the relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will conduct my studies conscientiously, with dignity, and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept my responsibility to assist my colleagues to achieve our mutual goals. I acknowledge my obligation to adhere to the university's honor code and to conduct myself with integrity and in an ethical manner at all times. It is a privilege to have been given the opportunity to become a veterinarian. I will be ever conscious of that privilege and never abuse it. Congratulations to each of you, and I look forward to meeting you in the coming terms. Thank you for allowing me to participate.
Thank you, Dr. Byers. On behalf of St. George's University, I would like to thank the students, families, faculty, staff, and administrators for your support and participation in this ceremony. I would also like to say a special thank you to our inspiring speakers, including Dr. John Howe, our keynote speaker, whose message was truly inspiring to us all. Thank you very much, and good luck to you, students.
Thank you for joining us for this White Coat ceremony.